Okay, today we're going to take a look at this adjusting arm drawing. We already did an adjusting arm in CAD 1. It kind of looked like a wrench, so we'll call this one adjusting arm 2. You can find this on Canvas too, here in the CAD 2 page. Here's the CAD borders if you still need that. Here's the remote desktop if you need that. And all the way down is the drawing packet and some demo videos. Before you even start though, make sure, you started with CAD borders. So start with CAD borders, do a file, save as, and then save it as adjusting arm 2. If you make sure you're saving into your Google Drive. If you can't find your Google Drive, make sure you load it by typing in Drive file stream, and you got to load your Google Drive. So always know where you're saving your stuff in the CAD 2 folder. You can see how I already started it. I started with the 6-inch line here. And then I did my 2 circles, which were 9/16 diameter for the small one and 13/16 radius for the big one. So again, I did the 6-inch construction line. That was the first thing I did, and drew the 2 circles. Now what I could do for the other side is copy these 2. Select them. Here's my copy tool, or do CO enter. All right, the base point's going to be this center point, and then I go over to this center point. So those are the 2 circles. I can just connect the tops with quadrant. If quadrant does not show up when you do that, make sure it's turned on. So these are the 8 O snaps you should have turned on. Next up, I want to do the angles. I have 2 angles, a 16 degree and a 30 degree. So if I'm doing the 30, straight up is going to be 90 degrees. So I want to add 30 to that. So if I'm going to switch back to construction layer. Start the line here. See, if I go straight up, I'm at 90, but I want to add 30 to that. And if you hit tab, tab switches between length and angle. So like right now it's at 130, but I want to switch that to 120. So you can tab. So that's 120. And the other one is going to be 16 degrees. So here's 180. So I'm going to actually subtract 16 from 180. So I go here, hit tab, and that's going to be 164. And I would double check that they're right using an angular dimension. Like make sure this is 16. That's good. And then to get the other one, you'd have to quickly just draw a little line straight up. Here, I'll just draw that further. And just make sure that that one is 30. Okay. Next up, kind of the key to this whole drawing, you can actually see it in the middle one here, is this green circle right here. That green circle is the center of the curved part. Very important to get that set up right. The size of that green circle is right here. It's 3.875, and that's a radius because it's from the center here to there. So that would be like half of the circle. So that's key to the whole thing, 3.875 radius. So I'm going to go switch to center layer, get a radius circle from right here, and it's 3.875. Now from here, I'm going to do a lot of offsetting. Again, offset will save you a lot of time. So we now have the middle of it. I know the distance between these is 0.5, and the distance between here and here is would be 1.5. So that's a 0.75 radius. And this is would be 0.25 each way. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to offset. I'll do the inside first. So if it's 0.5, I would want to offset 0.25 each way. 0.25 this way and 0.25 that way. And then I also want to get that 0.75 radius circle in. So from that center point, that 0.75 radius. So I'm going to switch actually back to visible for a second here. I have a radius circle, and that's going to be, I guess I maybe should have done that before I offset it, but that's okay. So from right here, that's going to be 0.75. All right, so you can kind of see how this is shaping up. Then the other thing you want to do is this. You can grab another radius circle. We need to get the lower part of the curve and the upper part of the curve. And we can just drag a radius circle to this point, and then drag another one out to that point. So watch how I do this. This is probably the trickiest part of the drawing. So I'm going to go from right here, that same center point that I drew the initial green circle, and I drag it to here. Get another one, drag it out to right there. So you can kind of see how this is looking. Now I have to trim. So I need to do TR enter. I'm not going to do quick trim for this. I'm going to keep this circle in the bottom of the part for right now. Hit enter, and I want to get rid of all of this. So I'm kind of left with, I still got to trim some more down here. I have some fillets that I got to do. If you look here, I have a 0.75 fillet. I also have to trim. I'm going to keep these two lines. I need to get rid of this and get rid of this. The other thing I got to do is I have a circle down here. That 16-degree angle where that intersects the middle here, I should draw a 0.5 circle right there. That's a diameter. So right here, I have a 0.5 diameter. And then I also have to do that up here. I have the 0.5 diameter. I can do a little bit more trimming here. I can trim this. I can trim off, I'll keep this and this again. I'm going to get rid of this, and this. So you can kind of see how it's shaping up here. Again, a lot of trimming. In fact, I need to switch these two to visible. All right, TR enter. Again, I need to keep this. We get rid of the insides of those circles. Fillet. Let's do the fillets here. Actually, first, let's do a little bit more trimming. We're going to trim. Keep that. I'm going to get rid of this and get rid of this. So I need to do the fillets, which are 0.75 here, radius, and 1.25 inch radius there. So the fillet tool is right, where's it at? Right here. Or just F enter is the easiest way to do it. So F enter, and remember, always set it to radius. Right now my radius is set to 0. So you got to tell AutoCAD what you want the radius to be. So I need to click radius or R enter. And in this case, we'll do the 0.75 first. And I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click there. Notice how it deleted the other half, so I need to just redraw that in. And then we'll do another fillet. F enter, R enter, 1.25. And then I can click here and there. All right, so now you can see it's looking pretty good. I need to still clean it up a little bit more. I need to dimension it and do the center lines.